Right, so with me now to talk more about Sony's numbers is Pelham Smithers, Managing Director of Pelham Smithers Associates. So what do you make of these numbers? Sony smashing estimates. Are you surprised?
Well, not entirely, because there were strong indications earlier on that the problems that people were talking about actually weren't going to apply this time. Firstly, they had hedged the currency through to the first half, so that's more of an issue for the second half of the year, not the first. And secondly, they had appeared to have reduced their equity holdings on the financial services has a lot of equities, and sometimes those have to be marked to market. With the market falling, there were worries that they'd have lost money on that side. They'd sold that ahead of the time, so the financial services made a good profit. Those two factors together, plus the restructuring story, meant we had a really excellent figures.
Tell me then how currency issues are likely to affect their performance going into the second half of the year.
Well, I think you can see from the way they've done the upward revision that they're a little bit nervous. The profits are about, in the first quarter, about 10 billion higher than a lot of people thought, and the company's revised up for the full year by about 10 billion. Now, so all told, they're sort of looking at it being a bit of a problem, i.e. they don't necessarily expect the gains they made in the first quarter to be repeatable through the year, and that must be down to the currency.
Now, you have weak growth, deflation in Japan. How are these issues impacting on the company?
Well, I think it's impacting quite considerably. There's a huge restructuring story going on at this company, and still they're only forecasting about 180 billion yen in operating profit. Now, this is a company that can make 300, 400 billion yen in operating profit, so it is still well behind what its natural profitability is.
But I mean, when we look at the innovation, you've got, competition from the likes of Apple. Sony just doesn't seem to be keeping up. I mean, they really seem to lack the types of products that consumers want to have, or that one product that the consumer says, I have to have this.
I'd have to disagree with you, because I think Sony is the one company which has an all-encompassing 3D product. This ranges from 3D cameras to make the movies, 3D TVs to show them for you, and also 3D programming and 3D cable. They're the company which has got a great 3D solution. Now, that won't help things an awful lot this year, because 3D is very much in its infancy. Next year, we're going to see a real benefit from this.
But you don't really see anyone queuing up outside their stores for hours on end, like you see with Apple every time they come out with something new.
No, but you look at the levels of sales Sony gets, it is still a very successful company. It sells, and in the end, that is the secret to the company. They may not be the glamour name at present, but they deliver when it's necessary, and we've just seen that last quarter.
Okay, Pelham Smithers, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.